everyone, this is Tappers here again, and welcome back to the Kirby Superstar Let's Play. We recently completed the Dynablade sub-game, and now we're heading to the Great Cave Offensive with some pretty cool Indiana Jones-esque music. Kirby, he's going to a town, come to save the strawberry shortcake, and we found out a hole, and we're feeling so slow, and I totally wasn't ripping that song from Alice in Chains or something like that. I'm completely out of tune, and Kirby has a bandage on his head because he fell so far. Okay, I will stop. But yeah, is this your first time playing the Great Cave Offensive? No. Look for hidden treasures. Hit up in order to grab a star, and save your progress in log cabins. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It doesn't tell you about how to actually look at treasures that you get, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, the Great Cave Offensive, this is, I don't know if I want to say this is people's least favorite sub-game, and you know we're off to a really good start when we get hit by a Wild Dew so early, but one of the reasons maybe why this is one of the more infamous games, maybe one of people's least favorite, is you have, in order to like do 100%, if you want to do 100%, you need to find all 60 treasures in this sub-game. And while some of them are easy, kind of like that first one, which is sitting out in the open, and this one where we just need to kind of get away and past a water current draft, and getting snatched by a lovely piranha plant, except it's clearly not a piranha plant, but yeah, a lot of these can be really easy, but then there's some that are really cryptic and kind of dumb, which I will get into a little bit. But this first area, there are 4 areas in Great Cave Offensive to know about. This first area is the Sub-Tree area, which is pretty much kind of a jungle setting with damage boosts. No, not really, but we had a couple of gold treasure kind of things that we got, so, or I mean, gold coins and all that, so those ones were easy. But now we have a little area here, as soon as we ignore the ladder and get chased by all the enemies possible, and hiding behind walls, because we can't attack through walls like Mega Man can. Also, if you fail, you get to reset the room and, well, hopefully try again without enemies actually getting you. But there is a way to kind of do a body slam to activate both triggers at once, but that's kind of a task trick only. But I actually got to this treasure chest, a crystal ball, on only the 2nd attempt, which is really nice considering that my practice attempt didn't really go that well, and somehow I'm surprised that I didn't actually die after taking this much damage. Pink Kirby is about to die. No, Pink Kirby needs food badly. If you didn't know what that reference was, it was from Gauntlet. If you did know what that reference was, congratulations, and congratulations to me for losing a power-up underwater, as always. Now, the Great Cave Offensive, I mentioned, has 60 treasures, and all of them more or less do have a reference, or the item that you get is a reference to a certain video game in a way. And note to self, don't try to attack and go after stuff like stars, or I don't even know what I'm saying. Also, I'm glad I had invincibility frames, because I'm pretty sure that Gordo would have killed me instantly, but we want to make sure we didn't actually touch that block there. Also, it breaks as we grab the treasure, so you need to immediately mash A or whatever button, just so that you don't get burned alive. Because naturally, when you hit lava, you lose your ability. And there's a couple ways to get that. Also, or screwball, as they kind of call it, but it's clearly the screw attack because it's been in all the games and all the cameos. Well, sort of, but at least in every area, there's at least one rest house, and if you ever find yourself feeling low on health, or just from not being sure if you can actually get all the treasures, you can get a max tomato anytime you want. Also, these blocks, which you can destroy, apparently have very weird detection on whether or not it wants to be destroyed. You can also kind of ground wing down on that one and do some really cool moves, which I already kind of showed. But we do want to at least nail this block so that we can actually go down and find some more treasure goodness. Oh, pardon me, I burped, and that was not really necessary. But I should try to mention some of the references to some of the treasures if I can. That lucky cat we got is, I guess, supposed to be a Maneki, Neko, or something that I don't really know. But it does kind of remind me of those lucky cat things that you can get in the Mystical Ninja Goemon games, which I'm mostly only familiar with the N64, the first one, but not really any of the others. It's a kind of a weird sort of, I don't know if I want to say it's kind of like a Mario 64-ish type of game, at least maybe in platforming terms, but except it kind of isn't. But be a bit careful here, because you can break those blocks. You can break them in order to kill the mini-boss bonkers easily, or you just shotgun, shoot your feathers, and that kind of works. Back then, I originally thought that was an area where, what was it? I thought that was one where there was a treasure, but I'm clearly thinking of a different area later in this sub-game. We aren't to that area yet, and I kind of not looking forward to that area. Well, I already wasn't looking forward to it because, well, I'm doing this post-com, so what I'm saying is kind of irrelevant, and I doubt it really matters. But the treasures in the sub-tree area are not particularly hard to get. I mean, there are some annoying ones, which was like that one where you don't want to touch that block just above the lava. Also, I forgot to mention, if you hit the X button, you can see all the treasures you have. In Kirby Superstar Ultra, I want to say that you can get more details as far as what the treasures are, or where they came from, as far as their origin. You can't find that out in this one. Now, I should mention that, what was it? There are differences in treasures between this original and Superstar Ultra. I don't know if I already said that, but a few of the treasures are either replaced or the graphics are changed ever so slightly. So I'll see if I can remember what some of them were, as these stupid fireball wheel container things. Okay, springtime. Now, in this game, they have the seasonal hearts. Also, I lost my ability, but I kind of don't care because we already have all the treasures in this area, as we're about to fight a main boss. But yeah, I was mentioning the hearts. There's actually only one heart in the Superstar Ultra version. They just combine it into seasonal heart instead of making one for each season. But anyway, we're facing off against a brand new boss, Fatty Whale, which is a whale with a sailor uniform that does really annoying attacks like that, spawning in the center and doing kind of a backflip, pirouette. No, not even a pirouette. I don't know anything about ballet, but Fatty Whale does have a lot of attacks, and a lot of them which can be really annoying. Like, he can just spawn from the background and try to land on you, which, if I have the, well, and then this attack, which sometimes he uses, sometimes not, but there's one attack that I don't get to show in this one, where when he's on very low health, he already showed the, what was it, the flipper dive out of the water to the other end of the screen attack. The one attack that I didn't get to show is where he does that, but he does a front or a back flip, which covers a bit more of the screen, so it's sort of relevant, except not really. Now, you probably wondered, why on earth am I not using the minecart? Well, I just feel like kind of jet kicking all these enemies and just kind of dashing right through. For some reason, in practice attempts, I was failing at this very badly, but for some reason, I actually got through this relatively well, aside from that one hit. But with that, we're already done with the sub-tree area. I don't show off the treasure thing, but I do grab a couple more treasures before I actually begin to talk about this area, which is called the, I already kind of forgot, the crystal area, which it has a really majestic crystal theme, which I really like. And I would kind of say it's one of my favorite areas because of the music and kind of the look and design of it. Because, I mean, you saw the crystal area in the title screen of the Great Cave Offensive. But we'll talk more about this later as we save our game and continue in part 2 of Great Cave Offensive. So this has been Tapperus, and I'll see you soon.